Yeah.
All right, so
Steve,
there was a trade
in the Athletic. John Hollinger proposed this.
We'll propose the 3-team trade involving the Cavs. We got the graphic here, Anthony. Let's see what he did. All right, so the Cavs would get Brandon Ingram from
Pelicans.
Memphis, New Orleans, and Cole Anthony from the Magic. And then Darius Garland would go to the Magic. What's that picture under Darius Garland?
Brandon Ingram.
Oh, that's Brandon Ingram. Okay. And then Wendell Carter Jr. to the Pelicans. Jet Howard. I have no idea who that is.
Juwan Howard's kid.
Oh, really?
One and done at Michigan.
And Caris. Oh, so he's a rookie?
He was a
rookie
lottery pick last year that didn't play.
Okay. Caris LeVert would go to the Pelicans. So let's look at it from a Cavs perspective. You are trading away Darius and LeVert, and you're getting Brandon Ingram and Cole Anthony. What do we think of that?
Tavis, you can start this one.
Well, I know from an overall thing, that would be great for the Cavs. I mean, that you're getting a big, small forward, a guy who can be a playmaker that has some size to him. Obviously, y'all know I don't really care for Brandon Ingram. I don't think he's that good.
Yeah.
But if you want to improve if you want to move away from the two small guards thing, and that would be probably your best thing. The Magic, obviously, if Darius gets back to who he was, that he'd be a perfect fit for what they got going on. Pairing him with Paolo, and they drafted your boy, right, De Silva.
They have De Silva. They got Franz Wagner, who just signed.
Yeah. Why would the Pelicans make
that?
That
would make them unbelievably good in the East, and I don't know how we would do against them. So that would make them really good if Darius gets back to being Darius. And then as far as the Pelicans go, In
terms of how these three teams would answer this, the Magic would say yes, please. Before you could hang up the phone, they would submit the paperwork. This is a home run for the Magic.
Of course.
The Pelicans, I don't know, unless they are dead set on getting out of the Brandon Ingram business.
Yeah.
Which, up to this point in the offseason, they don't appear to be dead set because there have been trade offers and they certainly haven't caved their demands. I don't think if I'm a Pelicans fan or a Pelicans front office member, this is nearly enough to get out of the Brandon Ingram. A Caris LeVert, who's on an expiring contract.
Right.
Jet Howard, who was a first-round pick last year, who didn't play whatsoever. And
what team was he on?
Orlando.
Oh.
And they needed shooters. He's a shooter, by the way.
Right. It's not like they
It's not like they got blown away.
And Wendell Carter Jr. is a nice player, but
they need a center, but Wendell Carter Jr.
He's not really a traditional center.
He's more than what they have, but like if Brandon Ingram's a 7 out of 10, Wendell Carter Jr. is a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, he's a nice player.
You'd like to have Wendell Carter Jr., but I'm not sure you're trading a 6'8" playmaking wing for Wendell Carter Jr. So I think the Pelicans say no. From a Cavs standpoint,
by the way, Wendell Carter Jr. would be a good fit on the Cavs.
As a third big, yes, a third big would be a very good fit. From a Cavs standpoint, I go back and forth on this one. My gut says initially I'm not making that deal because I think the spacing with the two bigs plus Ingram, that's a clunky fit. I've told you what I think about Ingram. I don't love him as a player. I would be scared as hell to give him the $200 million max that he's looking for that New Orleans clearly isn't willing to commit to. But if they made the deal, I would talk myself into it. It's one of those ones.
What do you think of Cole Anthony?
Good backup guard.
Caris LeVert-ish, inconsistent but can score. He's not as good as Caris, but he's in the same mold. He could score 30 points on any given night. He could also go out and score 2 points on 1 of 13.
This feels like a lateral move for the Cavs.
I don't think it makes him necessarily better or worse.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just not a big Brandon Ingram guy.
Because of his injuries?
Because of his injuries, yeah.
Or because he takes bad shots?
I feel like when he needs to have it, when teams, like for example, I watched him in the playoffs last year. They needed him to step up in a big way, and I feel like he just really didn't answer the bell.
That's been his MO his whole career.
Yeah, like with the Lakers. That's why the Lakers got rid of him, because he give you a glimpse of something. He's kind of like a Caris. He'd give you a glimpse of something, but in the big moments when you depend on him to have it, get it done, he don't do it.
He's better than Caris, though.
I'll give him that.
Let's make sure
I said he's like Caris. He's better than Caris.
But Darius is that way too.
Darius was just terrible last year. I don't know what his issue is.
That's fair. My thing in that trade scenario, Ingram, who can score? Like let's call a spade. Brandon Ingram, when he plays, has a skill set that there is not a ton of in the NBA. 6'9", playmaker, can shoot, can create, can dribble, can defend a little bit. But are those shots that he takes and he's really good at, does it fit into your offense? He's an ISO scorer who likes to take mid-range jump shots.
Yeah.
Kenny Atkinson's offensive philosophy, layups and threes. Do you know what he doesn't want you taking?
Yeah.
Mid-range jump shots, which is what Ingram does. I don't know how that fits in. The year he made an all-star team in New Orleans, he was with Lonzo Ball. And Lonzo, who
passed first point.
I really like Lonzo. It sucks that he got hurt. I think he could play. He helped facilitate a ton of action for Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
Ingram doesn't even like to catch and shoot on threes. He wants to catch, pump fake, take one dribble, then ISO, go one-on-one, which he's good at.
Well, let me ask you this.
So I just don't love the fit.
You're the first person I heard say you like Lonzo.
I love Lonzo. I wish he could
Let me ask you this. In terms of trading Garland or Jared Allen, is Jimmy Butler the best player the Cavs could get at this point? I mean, I don't even know if they could, but is he the best player?
I don't think he's available.
But in theory, is he the best player? You don't think they're going to trade him?
I don't think Miami's going to trade Jimmy Butler.
All right. I know Jason said that he thought Miami was done with him, but
yeah, I feel like at this point of the offseason, though,
they would have traded him.
If it was going to happen, it would have happened.
But Donovan Mitchell got traded late.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy could always say,
Who else is there? Like, are there any other guys of that ilk that could still possibly be traded?
In a funny roundabout way, Jaylen Brown's pissed off he's not on Team USA. They just took Derek White.
That's Nike. He was mad at Nike.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What does that have to do with the Celtics?
Nothing. That has to do with Nike.
If he comes, he asked me. I'm just trying to think of like random guy. I'm not saying there's.
That's not realistic.
That's not happening.
Well, I really don't think Jimmy Butler's realistic either.
Jimmy Butler, I give it at least a 5% chance. No, I mean,
I guess
there's no chance Jaylen Brown's getting traded to the Cavs.
No, you asked like who else is the best player like in a perfect world like that.
I think he's sticking with the core four. I think
I do
unless
too.
you get Jimmy Butler.
If you could, if in that trade, right?
Yeah.
Which it doesn't make sense for Orlando, but if you could trade Jared Allen instead of Garland in that trade, I think it makes a lot of sense. But if you add a mid-range scorer to two bigs who don't shoot a ton, there's just not a lot of space on the court.
The Magic.
You see what I'm saying?
The Magic could take that deal today.
Magic would do that in a heartbeat. If they could turn Wendell Carter Jr., Cole Anthony, and Jet Howard into Darius Garland, they would take that deal. They'd run to the bank. They would throw the biggest yacht party you've ever seen in Orlando.
And say they robbed us. We just committed grand larceny, and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think of a trade where the Cavs could get Wendell Carter Jr. because I like him for the Cavs.
Do you like of all the random players Bull likes and doesn't like? Wendell Carter Jr. might be the best one that you've ever had in terms of. That's one of Bull's guys.
He kind of fits what the Cavs.
You watched that playoff series and was like, I like this guy.
No, we did 2 years ago. We did fantasy. I did a fantasy basketball league. Yeah. And I won the championship, and I had Wendell Carter Jr.
Oh my!
He shoots threes. He's a good rebounder. Yeah, he's a solid player.
He fit well on the Cavs.
If you
replace Jared Allen with him, and obviously got other things.
Yeah, because now you're not making Evan
Evan's
stress that much on the shooting.
He is a good center in today's day and age of NBA basketball.
Right.
He's not as good as Jared Allen by any means.
No,
but he's a good basketball
player. But he
player.
can shoot.
Yeah.
Which Jared Allen can't.
What's the odds that we see Jared Allen shoot threes next year?
I asked Atkinson about that in the one-on-one.
Yeah, because of Brook Lopez, right?
I swear, listen, on everything I love, I was watching a warm-up video. I seen Jared Allen in a warm-up.
No, he can shoot.
Shoot up. He shot a moving
every player can
fade-away three from the corner. I was like, what is this?
Dwight Howard. There's a video of Dwight Howard on the internet. I don't know if we can find it, and don't even try looking for it. But he made 60 out of 100 threes just shooting around in the corner.
Every player in the NBA
and he is not allowed to shoot three. If you're in the NBA and you're just shooting around, you're at minimum a 50% three-point
Let me tell you something. I don't know if I've told this story before. When I was 18 years old, I went for 1 year to a school called SUNY Purchase, which is in Westchester County, New York, just outside of the Bronx. And that is where the Knicks had their training camp. I don't know if they still have it there. I don't think so. They used to at the time. This is 1980. This was fall of 1989. Okay. And I got a school job as security guard in the gym.
Okay.
It was really just to check IDs. When the Knicks at the time would have rookie camp, and then the veterans would all come later. Patrick Ewing was there, all these guys. Now, once the veterans showed up, they would have like real security guards there. But for rookie camp, I was still in charge of security in the gym. First of all, it's a school that most people weren't into sports. So, like, there was nobody, like, it wasn't like training camp for the Browns where there was nobody going there.
Yeah.
But I will never forget, the Knicks had only two rookies in rookie camp that year. I'm sure none of you guys have ever heard of him. Even Mike was a diehard basketball fan. One was a center named Greg Butler.
Nope.
The other was a power forward named Brian Quinnett.
I've heard the name.
I don't know how you've heard that name. He only played like 4 or 5 years in the NBA.
I used to have basketball cards as a kid, and I think it was in one of my dad's collections. I was like, who's this guy? My dad goes, it doesn't matter.
Greg Butler actually, I think, played longer than Brian. He was a backup.
I only knew because I had the card.
He was an old school backup center for a number of years, bounced around the league. These guys were, back end of the roster players. And in rookie camp, they would hit every three they took. I mean, they probably didn't hit everyone.
No, it's incredible.
Plus, this was in '89 when big guys didn't shoot at all.
Yeah.
Like, there were no big guys shooting threes in 1989.
And is that video going to work?
It's playing, but it's got black bars on the side.
Just play it real quick.
Okay.
This is Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks center.
Yeah.
Messing around at a random pickup run.
Yeah.
He is not allowed to touch the ball outside the paint on the Knicks roster.
Yeah, but look at him.
I mean,
that's how freaky good these guys are.
Yeah, like
I'm telling you, Brian Quinnett and Greg Butler were stiffs. I actually, believe it or not, I don't know how I haven't told this story before. I briefly played a 2-on-2 game with them.
How'd it go?
It was me.
I'm about to say that's what I want to know.
You can't just say I want to know.
It was me and Greg Butler against Brian Quinnett and one of the he was like a trainer or I don't know what the hell he was. He was a slappy like me. Mm-hmm.